Good afternoon. Just doing a very short off-the-cuff video. So off the cuff, I haven't got any proper lighting, so I don't know if you can even see me. But a short video on Artur Schnabel's alternative scale fingerings. So the standard scale fingering for most scales is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 in the right hand, which is great and very useful, particularly in hand-separate circumstances. Schnabel felt it was more musical to have the thumb on the tonic and the dominant, which is the first note and the fifth note, because it sort of showed how the scale is divided up musically into a journey to the dominant and then from the dominant back to the tonic. It just so happens with this fingering, it makes a nice sort of parallel pattern with the fingers, which can make coordination easier when playing scales hands together. So you need to know a bit of theory, in other words, what is the tonic and what is the dominant of every scale you play. So tonic is always the first note, nice and easy. Dominant is always the fifth note, quite easy to find out. We're going to start with A natural minor, because it's a nice all white note scale. So tonic is obviously A, and the dominant will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, E. So I'm just going to mark all the tonics and the dominants on the keyboard here. So A, which is another tonic, E, another dominant, A, the next tonic, E, the next dominant, and the final tonic, A. So the idea is that the thumbs play pretty much all the tonics and dominants apart from the very beginning and the very end. It's easier to begin with your little finger in the left hand at the beginning, and you'll happen to end with your fourth finger in the right hand. So between the tonic and the dominant, there's a 3-note gap, and they're always going to be played by fingers 2, 3, and 4, or 4, 3, and 2. So you get a nice symmetrical look of the fingers there. I'm going to mark these in purple, and these are the notes that you play here, also coloured purple in the score, if you can see that. And then this other pair, this journey from the dominant to the tonic is always going to be played by fingers 2 and 3. So I can make myself disappear now, because that's all I needed to show on camera. So again, just as on the score, these are yellowish and coloured yellow on the actual piano. So it's nice and easy to see the pattern in A natural minor because there's no black notes. It's the relative minor of C major. It's considered one of the easiest scales to learn, but often thought of as one of the more difficult ones to play because you don't get to put your long fingers on the black notes, so all the fingers have to be on the white notes. So I'm going to just play through this looking at the pattern. I'm going to play the groups as chords, so 4, 3 and 2 are played together. Thumbs on the dominant, 2 and 3, thumbs on the tonic, 2, 3 and 4, thumbs on the dominant, 2 and 3, turn round with thumb in the left hand, fourth in the right. And I'm going to do exactly the same thing. I'm going to intend to play the next 3 notes as a chord, but at the last minute I'm going to decide not to. I'm going to decide to just spread them out a bit. Dominant, then I'm ready to play the next 2 as a chord, and I spread them out a bit. And I'd be inclined to maybe practice them with those gaps between each group a few times, so that you're really kind of ingraining, seeing that pattern every time, until you get to the point where you can think very clearly what the next group is, but you think it so quickly that it doesn't sound like there's a break in the scale. So we're going to just show one example in the scale which does have black notes, but it's going to be very much the same principle. go for G major, so I'm going to move all my counters down by 1, so we've got a scale of G, and again we're going to need to know what the tonic and the dominant are. So the tonic is obviously the G's, and the dominant is the 5th note of the scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to be aiming for my thumbs to be on the G's and the D's, again, apart from the very beginning and the very end. And one more thing that we need to think about in this scale is, if I just move that over a little bit, there are some black notes. The F's are sharpened, so I'm going to move my counter from the F onto the F sharp, and then play with exactly the same principle. Tonic, 4, 3 and 2, 2, 3 and 4. Dominant, which is D, 2 and 3, 3 and 2. Tonic, dominant, turn round, dominant, tonic, dominant. Hopefully I can now get rid of my counters. And I can still see that pattern on the piano just by reminding myself of what the thumbs to be on the tonics and the dominants. And the F's will be sharpened. So I hope that has been helpful.